Tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
New developments come to light in the Alice Millar vandalism case.
Asian Heritage Month kicks off.
And WAMU puts on We Mew as a special show for children.
All those stories and more
coming up on the Northwestern News Report. It's your news right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Jordan Tilley.
And I'm Maddie Coe. Thanks for joining us.
Prosecutors indicted two former Northwestern freshmen on hate crime charges last week. Anthony Morales and Matthew Kafker were arrested in March after allegedly vandalizing Alice Millar Chapel. On March 11th, chapel staff found racist and homophobic language and pictures of male genitalia drawn in the sanctuary and surrounding buildings. Police also reported that lines were spray painted over pictures of Muslim students. According to authorities, security footage recorded Morales and Kafker in the chapel carrying spray paint cans. In addition to 12 hate crime charges, the two face additional criminal charges, including institutional vandalism and burglary. If convicted, Morales and Kafker face 2 to 5 years for each hate crime charge and 3 to 7 years for each remaining criminal charge. We'll have more for you on this story as it develops.
Following these indictments, Northwestern students are taking a critical look at religious life on campus. We asked NNN's Caitlin Boudreau to find out how the community is responding.
Nearly 2 months after the Alice Millar vandalism, Interfaith Month programming works to bring strength to religious life on campus. Despite the episode of hate, McCormick Jr. Case in Color says Northwestern is an inclusive community.
I think it's a really open community where people are really accepting of whatever you believe. And I think that that's kind of the society we live in general, and then especially here at Northwestern when you have so many different people from different cultures and different backgrounds.
Tahira Ahmad, Director of Interfaith Engagement at NU, planned Interfaith Month with the hopes of sparking conversation among students. In a statement, she said, Wildcat Interfaith Month offers students an opportunity to share how their religious or spiritual identities inform their worldview. It is also a time where students from diverse backgrounds come and learn, listen, and respect each other respective of their own views. Color, who was unaware of Interfaith Month, does wish he had more opportunities to interact with students of different faiths.
It seems like there's not too much overlap between or maybe just not that many spaces where people of different beliefs and backgrounds are encouraged to come together and share those with each other and interact. And I think it would be cool if the university put together kind of more comfortable places where people were encouraged to come together.
Regardless of religion, the Northwestern community continues to work toward inclusivity on campus. Caitlin Boudreau, Northwestern News Report.
Wildcat Interfaith Month will hold various activities starting tomorrow and ending on May 31st.
And one Northwestern student has found a creative way to finance her summer internship. Medill Junior Sierra Boone started a GoFundMe crowdfunding campaign when her application for the Summer Internship Grant Program was denied. Boone is one of 4 interns chosen out of over 100 applicants for the first ever editorial internship at the magazine CRWN. Boone says she had to turn down an internship last summer for financial reasons and came up with this plan to avoid doing the same this year. She opened the GoFundMe 4 days ago and is currently $181 away from her $2,000 goal. Boone says she felt she was denied SIGP funding for a, quote, odd reason unrelated to her internship or her application, though was unable to disclose exactly what that reason was. Northwestern Career Advancement, the office behind the SIGP program, says they are unable to comment on individual students and applications.
The Northwestern University Library brings Shakespeare's legacy to campus in a new exhibit featured in the main lobby. The exhibit works to broaden students' interest in the NU Special Collection archives. Page and Stage, the Shakespeare exhibit, features artifacts dating as far back as the 16th century. The display showcases rare books and plays, along with photos of past productions of Shakespeare's work at Northwestern as well as professional companies. Drew Scott, communications specialist of University Library, says this exhibit can bring students to the library for more than just studying.
We're hoping to show folks that it's so easy to learn more, and it's as easy as coming to the exhibit, sitting down and grabbing a book, because we have plays just sitting here for you to browse while you're in between classes or something, but also the things that are in our special collections that let you go a little bit deeper.
The Page and Stage exhibit coincides with the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death and will be on display until September 2nd.
And after the break, we'll take a look at a Greek organization's philanthropy that sure knows how to make students hungry for more.
I'm Andrew Marica, and coming up, I'll have your 5-day weather forecast.
We're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that wall with our colors flying. We will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Why hang around waiting for opportunity to knock when instead you can track opportunity down and knock on its door? You might ask, what's the best way to identify where opportunity lives? Here's a hint. Its door is colored purple. Northwestern University. Opportunity awaits your knock.
Why spend your entire life looking for some on-ramp to the road to opportunity when there's already a well-traveled path? So you may be wondering, what does that path look like? Is it paved with gold? Well, here's a hint. It's actually paved with purple. Northwestern University. Your road starts here.
Good evening. Here's your 5-day weather forecast. Be careful tomorrow morning as we're expecting fog in the morning and rain in the afternoon. High of 65 and low of 57. That afternoon rain could stick around through Thursday morning, but it should be gone by Thursday afternoon. Expect a windy high of 69 and a low of 51. Grab your jacket on Friday because although we aren't expecting rain, the temperatures will cool down with a high of 61 and a low of 45. You want to add a scarf to that jacket this weekend as it'll stay partly cloudy but even cooler. Plan for a high of 53 and a low of 43 on Saturday and a high of 56 and a low of 46 on Sunday. I'm Andrew Marica, and this has been your 5-day weather forecast.
Alpha Epsilon Pi's 13th annual Dog Days took place last week. Dog Days is the most profitable Greek philanthropy effort on campus, raising thousands of dollars towards different cancer research organizations each year. We asked Ariel Schwartz to take a bite out of this year's fundraiser.
On April 30th, AE Pi commenced its week-long annual Dog Days. This year, the fraternity brothers raised money for Gift of Life, a charity supporting bone marrow donations. In order to raise money, the brothers sold hot dogs, Andy's frozen custard, and soft drinks. President of AE Pi, Adam Scheimer, said Dog Days has grown over the past 14 years.
The first year was in 2003. In its first year, it was only one station outside of our house, and it was only for one day. So we've obviously grown a lot since then. This year we have 3 stations, 5 days. We also do Dogs After Dark delivery at night, so we've really expanded a lot from raising somewhere around $1,000 to raising $32,000 last year.
The brothers take great measures to try to get everyone on campus to donate. Some members even dress up in hot dog costumes to attract Northwestern students. Freshman Lily Labovitz explains the excitement around campus during Dog Days.
My favorite thing about Dog Days is probably just the general hype around campus. It's really fun to be able to go to the Rock and to Ford and see all the guys chanting and cheering and trying to raise money for their philanthropy.
Although Dog Days is held primarily to raise money, freshman AE Pi member Justin Savin thinks that the event is also a great way to bond with fellow AE Pi members and the Northwestern community.
The common goal we have of the week, we get up at 7:30, we close at like 2:30, and it's just a lot of time together grilling and yelling and making fools of ourselves more or less, but it brings us closer together.
Scheimer also stresses how the brothers rallied around this year's philanthropy, Gift of Life, which raises money for bone marrow transplants.
I think the Brotherhood could really rally around it. I think the Northwestern community can really rally around it as well. We do fun catchphrases when we're selling hot dogs, like buy a hot dog, save a life, eat a hot dog, help fight cancer. Just ways to kind of connect back to the beneficiary and remind people we're not just out here selling hot dogs, we're doing it for an important cause.
Ariel Schwartz, Northwestern News Report.
Even though the dog days are over, AEPI is still fundraising and has yet to announce the total amount raised.
And we wanted to know what you think about dog days, so we asked you about it in this week's edition of Rock Talk.
I see a lot of people eating hot dogs, so I think it's a pretty effective fundraiser.
I think selling hot dogs for fundraisers is a good idea because when people they're hungry, like hot dogs could be pretty substantial.
Hot dogs are a great way to raise money. Maybe you want to add something vegetarian so the vegetarians can also give you money when you're raising.
They were selling veggie burgers, I would have.
Hot dogs are appealing to most students because, like I said, it's very accessible and it's very easy to eat, and you can just grab it on your way to wherever you're going when you're in a rush.
Some people, they don't like red meat, and some people are vegetarian, so it would just depend on people's personal preference.
If you have an idea for a future Rock Talk topic, tweet at us at @NNN_news.
The Northwestern Filipino Student Association, Kabigan, held its 2016 Pinoy Show on Saturday in Ryan Auditorium. The annual performance promotes Filipino culture on campus. NNN's Isabella Zhao has more.
The audience cheered and laughed as performers integrated popular American culture with traditional Filipino dances at the annual Pinoy Show. The performances opened with the audience singing the Filipino and U.S. national anthems. The story is about the Philippine-American War, during which the Philippines fought against the American colonizers. The historical story follows the Star Wars plot and characters. Dominic Tu, the publicity chair of the show, spoke about this year's theme.
What we kind of want to do with this show is to kind of highlight that aspect of history, which is kind of a big part of Filipino history, but also a part of American history, which often gets overlooked in American history textbooks and classes and so on.
Jamina Legaspi, a Filipino exchange student from the NU Qatar campus, said the Pinoy show gives her the platform to participate in her own culture.
It's just great to learn more about my own culture, and I'm actually dancing one of the most known Filipino dances in the Philippines, which I've always wanted to dance ever since I was young. It's called Tinikling, so I'll be dancing it later.
Tu added that although Kaibigan is the only Filipino student association on campus, many members are not of the Filipino ethnicity.
Kaibigan in Tagalog or in Filipino actually means a friend, so that's really kind of this core value that kind of grounds us together. It's this friendship or sense of family.
Isabella Zhao, Northwestern News Report.
The Pinoy Show also featured Filipino fare, including chicken adobo, lumpia, and banana turon.
And coming up, NNN looks at one of the most colorful holidays of the year.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that with our colors flying. We will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Why hang around waiting for opportunity to knock when instead you can track opportunity down and knock on its door? You might ask, what's the best way to identify where opportunity lives? Here's a hint. Its door is colored purple. Northwestern University. Opportunity awaits your knock.
Why spend your entire life looking for some on-ramp to the road to opportunity when there's already a well-traveled path? So you may be wondering, what does that path look like? Is it paved with gold? Well, here's a hint. It's actually paved with purple. Northwestern University. Your road starts here.
Students gathered on the Lakeville Sunday to celebrate the traditional Hindu holiday of Holi. Colors flew Sunday afternoon during this year's NU Holi event. Students enjoyed music, samosas, and drinks while throwing color packets at each other. Holi traditionally celebrates the arrival of spring, but the South Asian Student Alliance puts on the event in May due to Northwestern's weather. SASA worked with graduate student groups like Northwestern's Investment Banking Club and the NU Postdoctoral Forum to organize an event that would bring together both undergraduate and graduate students like Kellogg business student Jay Shah.
My favorite part of today's event was the beautiful weather and enjoying this whole social scene with the undergrads here, the graduate Kellogg students here. We actually live in a very beautiful city. Yes, it's snowy and rainy for most of the time, but there are some golden gems right here.
Despite the success of the event, SASA is looking for other ways to promote South Asian culture on campus.
And Northwestern's Asian American community had a reason to celebrate this weekend as well. NNN's Michelle Beck joined in on the celebration.
The month of May is not just about celebrating mothers. In fact, Friday night, Jubilation kicked off the month that also honors Asian American Pacific Islanders. Junior Ji-Yoon Song, who serves on the planning committee, says Jubilation is the only event that represents all the Asian groups on campus.
My goal is just for people to appreciate Asian American heritage, I think, and that to know that it's something that we can celebrate and that we should celebrate.
The event began with keynote speaker and executive vice president of Northwestern, Nim Chinaya, who spoke about his early years in America as an international student. But the real celebration began after the speech. The Lewis Room was truly filled with festivities, food, music, and performances, each reflecting the Asian American and Pacific Islander ethnicity. After a dinner inspired by Asian cuisines, students and staff enjoyed performances from various student groups. Kevin Luong, who successfully led the petition for an Asian American Studies major, performed a spoken word piece. One student who attended Jubilation says there should be more opportunities for the Asian community to come together.
It's not very much like a community, and there's a lot of gaps in between just Asian American groups, not knowing that the other existed even.
Many people outside of the Asian American heritage came to the event as well. A graduate student and multicultural student affairs, Joanne Kang, says she organized the night with a diverse audience in mind.
I believe that the achievements of one community can be celebrated by all members within and adjacent to the community.
Michelle Beck, Northwestern News Report.
MSA is holding many more events related to Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and these include a screening of Meet the Patels and a coffee chat.
Up next in sports, we'll take a look at how the lacrosse team fared. Stay with us.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Why hang around waiting for opportunity to knock when instead you can track opportunity down and knock on its door? You might ask, What's the best way to identify where opportunity lives? Here's a hint. Its door is colored purple. Northwestern University. Opportunity awaits your knock.
Why spend your entire life looking for some on-ramp to the road to opportunity when there's already a well-traveled path? So you may be wondering, what does that path look like? Is it paved with gold? Well, here's a hint. It's actually paved with purple. Northwestern University. Your road starts here.
Welcome back. We're joined now by Alex Letterman with sports. And Alex, we've reached the most wonderful time of the year for Northwestern lacrosse. It's the playoffs.
That's right, Jordan, but the Big Ten tournament would not be a cakewalk for the Cats this time around. Kelly Amani Hiller's squad is known to thrive in the playoffs. Under her lead, the Wildcats have won 7 national titles. But after a few years of decline, this season has been Northwestern's toughest yet. The team had only an 8-8 record in the regular season. Now, could the Cats heat up for the Big Ten tournament? All right, so up first we have Penn State. The Cats are looking to row their way to victory. Christina Esposito behind the net. Cats take a 1-0 lead here just a few minutes in, and just a few minutes later now Esposito again with the assist. Yes, the Cats up 2-0 early. Penn State, they are not done yet though. Selena Lasota wins the draw control though, and taking it all the way herself. This Lasota is not diet. There's full sugar in this one as she gets all the way with the bounce shot to give Northwestern the 5-2 lead. And so we're going to head into the second half now. Kaylee Craig knocks this one back. And Craig, again, the senior, is able to give Northwestern an 8-3 lead. Mallory Weiss in the goal, helping out on the defensive end as well. And Northwestern's going to run this one out. It's an easy victory for the Cats, 9-6 ultimately in the first round. You can see the team celebrating here, and the Cats are going to move on to the Big Ten Championship. Okay, beating Penn State is one thing, but Maryland, 2-time defending national champion Maryland, undefeated consensus #1 Maryland, that's a pretty tall order. But the Cats, they came into this one ready to fight. All right, so here we have Northwestern getting ready for this one with a bit of a wave. And Mallory Weiss again in goal. We talked about her in the last game. She had 10 saves. And here, starting out this one with an early save. And Selena Lasota once again underhand, puts that one in. And Northwestern easily rolling through to start. But Maryland, they tie it up. And Northwestern forced to tie it at 4-4. We have a tie ball game. And Northwestern now defeating the #1 team. They're in the lead. It's 5-4. Tie game again. Northwestern, though, clearly not giving up in this one late in the first. Teams doing push-ups here for each goal. They're going to have to do a lot if they keep up this pace. But now into the second half, Northwestern ties it up again after falling behind Maryland. So we have a 7-7 game, but ultimately Maryland would be able to score 5 in a row at this point. You got one here. A beauty as Maryland takes an 11-7 lead, and ultimately they are going to run out the clock, and Northwestern's hopes dashed as Maryland wins the Big Ten tournament. So the weekend's performance on lacrosse, it wasn't good enough for Northwestern to go all the way, but the Wildcats still earned an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. So the 7-time national champion lacrosse, they lost, but meanwhile in South Bend, Indiana, we had the women's golf team that were able to put it away. And so, Maddie, I've been working on my chip shot here because I'm ready for this golf match here.
But Alex, we're not on the team, and neither are you, but thank you for joining us. Make sure you stay tuned at 7 p.m. on Thursday evenings to watch NNN Sports. Next, Northwestern's oldest theater group performs for some special guests.
Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
and break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Why hang around waiting for opportunity to knock when instead you can track opportunity down and knock on its door? You might ask, what's the best way to identify where opportunity lives? Here's a hint. Its door is colored purple. Northwestern University. Opportunity awaits your knock.
Why spend your entire life looking for some on-ramp to the road to opportunity when there's already a well-traveled path? So you may be wondering, what does that path look like? Is it paved with gold? Well, here's a hint. It's actually paved with purple. Northwestern University. Your road starts here.
You've probably heard of Northwestern's WAMU show, the annual student-written musical, but you might not have heard about WeMu. NNN's Meredith Sonfeld found out about this special performance.
Get moving, get going. In addition to creating an original musical from scratch, this year the WAMU cast hosted a unique community engagement event. The cast invited children from the Evanston community to participate in WeMu, an interactive version of this year's WAMU show. In a special hour-long event, participants of WeMu got an inside look at the elements and process of the WAMU show. Music director and conductor Dr. Ryan T. Nelson said this is an important opportunity to connect with young audiences.
It's just fun to see great performers, and particularly college students with the energy and excitement of what it's like to be on stage. But also to see what goes into making theater, see how lights work, what happens when you have sound, getting to look at the orchestra and what those instruments actually have people behind them. So it's just about illuminating the whole process.
WeMu participants saw a dance number from the show, learned about the set, sound design, costumes, and instruments in the orchestra. Participants like Alice Monique Brown said this event has inspired her to be in musicals in the future.
I like when they do the surprising things. I liked when we went down to the pit and they played all those cool songs.
For WAMU cast members like Rosemary Chandler, WeMu is another rewarding aspect of the WAMU tradition.
I actually knew a couple of the kids in the audience, so just to see their faces light up when the music director broke down what goes into a musical was so fun.
For freshman and assistant stage manager Gabby Green, the WAMU tradition is what makes the process and community so special.
We honor the traditions of all the shows that have come before us, but at the same time, we're evolving each year and building a new story, building new art.
Meredith Sonnefeld, Northwestern News Report.
And this year's WAMU show, Another Way West, tells the story of a modern-day grad student who sets out to travel the Oregon Trail. So real quickly, before we say goodnight, Maddie, I know we all wanted to wish all the NNN moms out there a happy Mother's Day, including to my mom watching right now in Albuquerque. So thanks from all of us here. That's all we have for you tonight. I'm Jordan Tilley.
I'm Alex Letterman with sports.
And I'm Maddie Coe. Good night.